Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Nerds Order Music. Today, my guest is Alan from Lost in Mutiny. What's up, dude?
How are you today, boss?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Fantastic. Beautiful day out. It's not oppressively hot. Sitting down with you, we're going to have a great conversation, right?
Sounds good to me. All right, let's get started. Where did this little music project begin?
So from my perspective, Lost in the Mutiny really began when myself and the drummer were stationed together on the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower. That's actually when the name first originated. We did a little bit of playing music together there. I went home to New Hampshire. He went home to Pennsylvania. Fast forward a few years, he started this little project with our guitarist, Ken Derry. And they're having trouble getting a vocalist to stick. This is in probably 2017. We then brought on, every time I've ever said his real name, to play bass. And from there, we just started working on a concept album. It's been a pretty good time, long time in the coming, but we're getting pretty close to releasing the full thing.
Nice. So what first got you into music?
I honestly couldn't answer that effectively because I have been singing for as long as I can remember, literally like all the way back 4 or 5 years old. We had a pretty rich music education program at my elementary and middle school, and it just kind of took off from there. I did some musical theater from middle school through mid to end of high school. And then right around this time I stopped doing musical theater was when I started going to a bunch of local live shows back home in New England. I was going down to the Palladium and seeing guys like Vanna, Our Last Night, 4 Years Strong every weekend, and it was cheap shows. You'd have 300 kids out there. The energy was something that you can't recapture. You have a room filled with bands that only really play locally at times, and you'd have 250 kids in that room just losing their minds. How do you not fall in love with that?
I totally feel that. As a Warped Tour junkie, I totally feel that.
Oh, dude, I miss Warped Tour. I really hope that the rumors that Franz is bringing it back are true.
Yeah, I hope so too. Actually, I'm such a fanatic. I have all the CDs that were ever made, and I have a big signage from the last tour in my office.
Oh, that is outstanding. Our drummer actually has the wall flag for the last touring Warped Tour pinned up directly across from his bed. He wakes up, opens his eyes. That's the first thing.
It's like the white one, right? That says Vans Warped Tour 25 years, and next to it, it says Vans off the wall.
Yep.
That's that. Yep, I have the same one.
Yep, absolutely gorgeous wall flag.
Dude, I'm actually gonna get a custom frame for that and just like have it framed.
Outstanding.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. All right, so let's see. What made you want to do metal?
Like I was just saying, I had a friend, Bobby Crisco, that dragged me kicking and screaming into the world of metal. He actually brought me to my first concert was Iron Maiden, had VIP backstage passes to it. I guess his uncle, his company worked with the drummer, so he got the VIP backstage passes for free, and he was like, hey, bring a friend, let's do this. And then somehow from there, I've only really gone to underground shows for the most part after that. Occasional big ticket shows, but
yeah,
you can't just dive into a rich musical scene the way that I did as a kid and not completely fall in love with the genre and make it an integral part of who you are.
I feel that. Like, main reason I'm doing this is because metal got me out of. So I wanted to.
Oh yeah, that's a really common one. We actually have said for a long time, our big goal with this band is not to one day be immensely rich and famous or anything stupid like that. We just want to know that our music can touch at least one person out there. Our upcoming album, Reason to Resist, is actually a concept album that heavily deals with themes of suicide and domestic abuse. We're really hoping that it can help at least somebody out there.
I can't wait to give it a listen. I'll make sure to share it as much as I can.
Outstanding. That's appreciated.
Yeah, I do my best for the label. I mean, I am part of BBE now as a marketing assistant, so it is kind of my job.
Oh, outstanding. Congratulations.
Yeah. My next question is, what is your music writing process?
Okay, so I don't know if this is a normal writing process or not, but we have a very almost systematic approach to it, right? Our guitarist will give a metric fuck ton, excuse my language.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
That was bizarre, and I apologize. I have no idea what happened there.
Yeah, it got really choppy right when you mentioned how the process went, and then it just cut for a second.
Okay, so we'll go back to the top of the process if you'd like.
That'd be a good idea.
Our guitarist will pass, say, 18 minutes of riffs over to our drummer. Our drummer will find somewhere between 20 and 40 seconds of riffage that he really likes and thinks we can work with. He'll write some drums to go along with those baseline riffs, send the riffs and the drums back to our guitarist, and the guitarist will then lay down the basis for the song on the guitars. This will go back and forth between the guitarist and the drummer until they find what they really like. At some point in this process, oftentimes Shaggy will jump in and start laying down bass lines himself. And once all of that really gets close to completion, that's when it gets passed over to me and I start writing lyrics. I get a strong vocal rhythm and vocal melody on there, along with what usually ends up being pretty close to the final lyrics. And then that gets passed back to the drummer, and he, while mixing and mastering, will tweak the melodies to make them just a little bit more interesting. So you could really say that I do lyrics, the drummer does almost all of the damn music, and our guitarists and bassists, they really just provide the basis for the ideas. And from there, it all gets kind of woven together to create a masterpiece. We'd be completely lost without Law, dude.
Right, speaking of masterpiece, what was the message behind the newest one you guys did, Haunted Halls?
So Haunted Halls is actually the opening track on that concept album. So that portion of the story, the protagonist, we don't really get specific about it, but we were writing it from the perspective of a woman. The protagonist's husband has just died. He had severe alcoholism and he had a tendency to beat his wife, and she is coping with the loss of this loved one despite the fact that he had harmed her so deeply and throughout their relationship. It's a really fun song. It's probably, I know that sounds fucked up after I just told you what it's about, but it is. It's a fun song. It's my personal favorite on the album.
I've been listening to it like all morning. I just can't get enough of it. So thank you for answering that for me.
No problem. We deeply appreciate anybody that actually enjoys the music, because half the time we've played it so many times that we struggle to enjoy listening to it. So to see that excitement coming from somebody else reminds us of why we wrote it and why we liked it in the first place.
Honestly, music like this is actually what got me into doing my own lyrics. Like I just write lyrics and just work with them. I'm trying to make them something more, but right now I just write them all down. Let's see.
I find that the easiest way to go about that is to find like some sample music online that's free use and write over that to practice your lyricism. It'll give you a better idea of how to weave the melody into the actual song. And when you're writing with intent like that, you're going to get more meaningful results, in my opinion.
For sure. Because like my stuff is morbid as hell. So it's like I can kind of relate to that song you guys did. Morbid can be fun. You got to really look into the darkness to appreciate the light. Yeah, that's actually a really good way to. That's actually a good quote. All right, my next question is: who would you love to collaborate with, whether it be in studio and on stage?
That's tough. I mean, I guess just off the top of my head here, I'd have to say Ryan Kirby of Fit for a King would be like a dream scenario to get on a song. That dude is absolutely insane. I don't feel like he could mess up anything. Like we could just hand him a blank spot in the song, tell him what's going on with the track, and he'd give us an amazing addition to whatever we were to put out there. How do you not appreciate that, the breakdown at the end of Backbreaker? Like,
I feel that entirely. All right, let's see. What is the best piece of advice you were ever given when entering music?
So I'm going to actually quote my drummer Law here. Don't be a bitch. You don't need to cup the mic.
I like that.
There is no need to be cheating screams, you know? Admittedly, we've determined that cupping the mic when I sing isn't necessarily a bad thing, but that's for volume purposes. We don't need that on the screams. I like to have those full-bodied highs. Get all that sound.
Yeah. All right. My second to last question is, well, we already answered this earlier, but what is next for your band?
Well, on Wednesday, October 6th, this is the most imminent next. We're going to actually be playing with Attila and Nine Stitch Method over at Jurgles. We just got added to that show. Super excited to be doing that. Always a good time when we get to work with the gentlemen over at Drusky Entertainment. Those guys put on a fantastic show every single time. And to share the stage with names as big as Jenks and Attila, dude, like who's bigger in the scene right now? That's like top 4 or 5 easily, and that's a conservative estimate. It's just absolutely an honor to be able to share the stage with these guys, and we are so immensely excited.
I'm sorry, when is this?
Wednesday, October 6th.
And Pat didn't tell me about this. Why?
He probably assumed that you wouldn't be terribly interested in road tripping down, but if you are, hit us up on Facebook. We'll get you some tickets.
I've been trying my hardest to get down there for more than just one reason. And now knowing that Attila's going to be showing up, let's see, how far is PA from Connecticut? I'm going to have to do the math later.
If you're anywhere near Danville, you're looking about 7-8 hours. I had to drive that for work like a year and a half ago.
First of all, I'm gonna give Pat a word later. Second of all, I gotta get my truck to make sure I gotta make sure my truck can do that because it's a small truck. But if I can pull that off, I am going to that. If I can make it, because I've been dying to see Attila against this Warped Tour. Plus, I've always wanted to see the boys from Brutal Business too, because I haven't been able to see them yet since I'm all the way down here.
Oh yeah, that does make sense. And Patrick, when you are inevitably watching this, I am terribly sorry for inadvertently throwing you under that bus. My bad.
Yeah, let me go start that bus up real quick. There we go. Oh my goodness. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, I need to try to get down there. If I have a definite that I will, I'm gonna definitely let you guys know.
I gotta fix my video. Something has gone wonky.
I hate when that happens.
There we go. Everything's good. I can hear you again.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to try to see if I can get down there because now I really fucking want to. And yeah. Oh, mic's fucked up again.
There we go. I'm sorry. Somebody just blew my phone up. I needed to answer it because at third attempt, it's like, okay, this might be an emergency.
You're good. You're good. All right. My final question. You're fine. My final question of the day is, do you have any questions for me?
I don't think I have any major questions for you, except for what is your favorite venue in the New England area that you've seen a show at?
Probably the Xfinity Theater, because that one's like the closest to me.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's where I used to attend Warped Tour all the time, so I've seen a lot of good tours down there.
Absolutely. Is that the renaming over in Mansfield, Mass, or is that a location in Connecticut?
It's in Connecticut. It's in Hartford.
Okay, because I know that Mansfield has something that was like the Verizon Center, and then it changed to Comcast.
Yeah.
And keep track of the naming on these.
Yeah, places. I know exactly what you're talking about, but no, it's a different location.
Okay, I was just trying to get the right image in my head.
Yeah, no worries. I can't wait for them to bring that back too. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, dude, that's really hoping. Something that my bandmates have wanted me to make certain that I get mentioned in here is that the aim for Lost in a Mutiny is to provide something for everyone and everything for no one. So if you've only listened to 1 or 2 of our tracks, don't think that you won't find something to like in another part of the album. We've tried to have a different genre of metal included as an influence in each different track on the album. So hopefully something in there will be your cup of tea.
I really do respect that. I love bands who do that. So I'm probably gonna sit down and listen to everything today then.
Outstanding. We've released, I'd say close to half of the album is singles. You can find it all on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, whatever nonsense streaming service that you happen to prefer. It should be on there.
All right. I'll definitely get to do. I can't speak English. Wow. I will definitely get on to doing that.
Outstanding. I hope that you enjoy each track that you'll listen to.
Oh, I'm sure I will. I love a lot of this stuff, and like I said, music got me out of hell multiple times. So every song that has a purpose, I give it a listen. Hence why I'm such a big metalhead. So much of it has so much like a heartfelt meaning in it. It's ridiculously insane. I'm not saying all music doesn't do that. A lot of music does. Just metal is something I lean towards the most.
I agree with you to a point. I do feel like metal, it's more common to have those extremely deep emotional bases for songs beyond just love or lust. And that definitely is an appeal. There are, of course, gems from every genre that touch on topics that aren't so base level, but I feel like it's most common in metal to see that.
Of course. Like no matter what you look at, Currents is a great example of this, and their music is what got me started on this journey. Freaking love
You
Currents.
seem to be breaking up a wee bit.
I think it's the connection to the area.
There we
That might be
Excellent.
it. I mean, you're outside, so that could be it.
Yeah, dude, Currents is definitely a fantastic band. I feel like they're in that same grouping with acts like Structures, Era, this like newer generation of metalcore where they're really trying to push the boundaries of what metal is, and I really dig it.
Same. Like my biggest dream is to work with them because, like I said, their music is why I'm still here. It's what got me started on this journey. So,
have you gotten the opportunity to see them live yet?
I've been trying to, and I was supposed to go to a show a few years ago on my birthday, but I wasn't able to go check it because of the timing. So my friend, my best friend, got me their record for that album. I'm just like, I fucking love you, dude. It was I Let the Devil In when they released that one. Yeah, they are having a show in November.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna try to hit that one up.
See if they have a VIP option. If that band means that much to you, you should go out there. And
if they do, I'm doing it. If they do, I'm definitely doing it.
I've actually been holding on to my VIP for Silverstein's 20th anniversary show that got postponed. I've had those tickets for 2 years now.
Damn.
The show is in November. I'm stoked.
Yeah, if they still have tickets, I'm ordering that and VIP just so I can meet them because honestly, I would love to have them here on my show, but I got to organize that properly, and I got to get the permissions too. So
yeah, you got to really push for that. I would recommend finding out who their manager is. A lot of bands have some kind of management team these days.
I'm gonna definitely do that.
Can't directly find the manager, contact the label to get the manager, and they will be able to set you up that way.
Yeah, like I've worked with a band who has played with them and knows them personally, also from Sharp Tones. You know, Savage Hands.
I think I've heard the name before, yeah.
Yeah, they have played with Currents. They know them personally, and I have worked with Mikey from Savage, and he is amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna actually try to do that later. What you mentioned about contacting Sharp Tones, I'm gonna give that a try.
Yeah, I would recommend seeing if you can find direct contact to their management first, because the management and the label aren't always the same thing.
Yeah.
Sharp Tone would definitely be the second choice there.
For sure. Because yeah, working with them is like my biggest dream. And funny thing is, I haven't been doing this for that long. I started this in January. This whole project here hasn't been up for a whole year yet.
Wow. Keep at it, man. The first year is where you learn some of the most important lessons whenever you're working on something new like that.
Oh, so, I have.
Take it and run with it, dude.
Definitely. It was actually thanks to a band I met, Pat and Dakota. Oh, fuck. I had one more question. I forgot to ask this one.
Please, bring it at me.
When did you sign on to Brutal Business, and how has it been working with Pat?
So I think we officially signed on with Brutal Business, maybe 8 months ago? Iffy on the dates there. Sorry, the pandemic really fucked up my timeline, dude. But we've known Pat for a hot minute now. We actually played our first ever show with 9 Stitch Method, and that is how we became friends with both Pat and his partner in crime, Yeti. So we've been so tight with them that like he's featured on one of our tracks. Like he's on Tides of Sorrow. He's the only feature on the album. And we did that not just because we thought his voice fit the song the best, but because we couldn't imagine not including some of the people who helped us along the way. But Pat's just been an absolute dream to work with, man. Pat is the type of guy who will work his rear end off for every single artist underneath him. Our success matters more to him than anything else because our success is his success. He's a smart dude. He knows what he wants. He knows what he's going to get, and he's got a fucking vision, man. Talk to him about his vision sometime. He knows what he's aiming to do.
I have, and he is a really good guy. Like everyone has said that too, how he works his ass off. It's like he's a miracle worker, I swear.
We definitely feeling as good about our position as we do if it weren't for everything that's been done by Patrick and the revitalized Brutal Business Entertainment. Like all the love in the world to those guys over there.
I couldn't agree more, honestly. It's thanks to him I'm even on this team. Because he added me on a little while ago since, well, Dakota from DI Records brought it up, and I'm just like, I would love to help because I want to help as much as I can. That's just how I am as a person. That's why I started this, was to help as many artists as possible. And that's when I started joining the Brutal Business team as an assistant. So, well, marketing assistant. I've been loving it.
That is outstanding.
Thank you.
All right, I think I actually have to get going at this point. I hope you have yourself an absolutely fantastic afternoon. Please do your damnedest to stay safe. And for anybody watching, if you haven't checked out our music video for Haunted Halls, go give it a watch. Let us know what you think.
Definitely. Take care. And this has been another Nerds Order music interview. Have a great day.
Stay safe, dude.